So for the next phase of the game, we need to go out to scene 1, and right now these walls are just they're just graphics. When you click on it, you can see the speckle shape or whatever, speckled look. I want to select all the walls, and right now when I double click, it's not grabbing all of them, it's leaving behind these. So I'm going to take care of the problem, make it easier for me to select them all by clicking on the player 1, hitting Control X to cut him out, make a new layer, and then click on that layer and go Control Shift V. That'll put Control Shift V as a special paste where it pastes it in exactly the same position as you cut it from. And now I'm going to label this player 1, so that's the layer that has player 1, and this will be the levels layer. And now you can see, because they're on different layers, I can even hide that layer or hide this one, and that just makes it easier. I can lock this. If I click the levels layer, now it grabs everything that's on that layer, and that's what I want. So I'm going to hit F8, and I'm going to put the registration point in the top left, and this will be levels, and I'm going to type levels down here in this instance name. And what that will allow me to do now is, let me unlock the player level. I'm going to go inside the player, and we're going to do some magic here. We're going to put let's do _parent.levels.hitTest this._x, this._y, true. So right now I'm going to put trace, you hit the wall. So if it hits, _parent means outside here there's something called levels, and if you hit it, and this stuff right here actually means the registration point, which I can zoom in on and show you, that little plus sign right in the middle. If that hits the walls, I want it to trace, give me a little text message that says you hit the wall. So let me move over there. Oh, there's my text message. So now that we know that works, instead of doing it this way, we don't want it to give us a text message. We actually want something else to have happen. And the cool way that I've figured out to do this is I'm going to cut that, put it inside here, and then I'm going to put a not in front of here. And what that means, if you're not hitting the walls, then the left arrow key works. Otherwise, it won't. So let's see if it happens. It looks like as soon as I run into that wall, my left arrow key stops working. And that's perfect. So I'm going to copy this, paste, and modify. I'm going to cut that, get rid of this, indent it, and then I have to actually there's one more thing that needs to happen. If you notice, when I go left, now my right arrow key won't work, and what's happening is the registration point is hitting the wall, and this one is saying you can't use the right arrow key either if it hits the wall. So what we need to do is move that registration point to the left for the left arrow key, and the way you do that is you say -_width divided by 2. If you think about the _width means however wide this thing is, divided by 2 means half of the width, so that would move it in the negative direction that distance. And likewise, we need to do the same thing in the opposite direction for the right arrow key. Opposite direction means plus. So now notice that the left edge hits the wall and the right arrow still works, and vice versa. So that's the way to do it, and we need to do it for the vertical stuff too. So I'm going to copy this, paste it down here, grab this, cut it, paste it in here, indent, and this time instead of going next to the X, since we're talking about up, it's got to be next to the Y. And it can't be _width, it needs to be height. And this negative should match that, and that positive matches that, and so on. All of these things match. So I'm assuming that works, and I'm going to paste the last one and modify this. Indent, make this a positive, and now we should basically have the ability to stop the player from going through anything that's in the walls, or not the walls, the levels symbol. So there we go. and we'll continue it in the next video.